and shit had washed through. So I mean, it usually does it every spring, a good wash through. I mean, we've seen it come up to the bridge level, but not usually too bad. But yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of rain recently. I know there was some shit in front of the bridge that never got cut out, so there was definitely some logs and shit cut on there. So guess we'll have to fix her up.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I could see part of one underneath there, but the water was so high. But I don't know if it was so much force because it was banging up against that post there or not. I mean, everything's held together because we posted the thing out. See, like I'm in a line spot up here, there's a hard left turn up here. But we'll wait till the water goes down so we can see if that post is still there or caught on it or what it did.
Yeah, Skip is brutal out here. Yeah, most likely it took that front pylon, and the pylon probably slid into the one next to it and stopped there, but it would have bowed down that front half of the bridge, so we'll have to winch it back out and get it winched straight again and either add to it or whatever needs to be done. And we should frame up each side and pour cement in the middle of them so it's one big piece and not three little ones. I thought about doing that 10 years ago and it just never happened.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that 10 years ago, wanting to do that. Well, you always intended on doing that. When we were building it, you intended on doing it, if I remember right.
Yeah, that was the plan. I mean, I knew at some point I'd probably have to, because they were going to settle, I'd actually have to cut the welds on the middle of the bridge and jack the bridge up in the middle, and then put some metal shims under there and re-weld. So looks like this will be the summer to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, it's about 2/3 of the way over to the back, from the front to the back, is where it's sagging on that right side. Looking.
Swiper! I didn't get to say hi to you.
Hey, Radio Man.
What's going on? How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, alright. I was just listening to you guys while I was setting a few things up. Just getting ready to sit down in the chair.
Yeah, people in town are shooting Skip, so I'm going to have a hard time here, and you're going to run some power.
Oh, man. I'm running a little bit of power.
Oh, friggin' DX is brutal. I had a hard time hearing my old man through some of it. It's pretty nasty right now.
You guys good?
I'm gonna have to find you I don't know what I have around for base amps, but I have to throw a little amp out there, a little 100 water. Base amp would be nice, just for easeability, but I mean, I've got plenty of mobile amps and power supplies, so 100 watts would make a big difference.
Barefoot?
Yeah, that radio does about 2 watts, swinging about 5.
Holy moly, that's a good signal for 2 watt radio. I thought he was running out of amps.
I know, right? That location is, yeah. For an antenna on a 5-foot piece of pipe on the roof, it's, yeah, he's gonna do okay.
I want to squeeze this thing working. Hola.
Hola. Yes, it is definitely working. What's going on, Mr. Hawkeye?
I just posted a video, a little clip of your audio on this thing. The receive is phenomenal.
it's just a junk old 23 channel. That can't be.
I'm telling you, it sounds like everybody's 6K wide.
Gotta love it. Swiper should go outside and grab that old radio in his garage. Not that I'm seeing the meter move, but I just pulled that
That's
little
the mic.
Cobra 85 bass out
Mic
of
that came with it.
the box, but yeah, it
Hamfest fine.
doesn't look like I'm seeing anything much on the meter. It moves when I key up here, but it could just be the meter sticking. Who knows?
Making a fine trip to Florida, number 69. Maybe I am.
Oh, I think I might need a mic in this thing to receive even.
It's got real wood here on the sides. I think this might be, I don't know what this is. I haven't really looked too close, but nice brushed aluminum front. Everything works on it. I just threw this in for another element. That's all.
Oh, I just pulled this microphone jack out, this funnel jack. It actually is 3. It's got 3 connections.
Roger.
Hey, Hawkeye.
Did audio sound okay?
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
Hey, Hawkeye.
Radio man.
I added something special to the live stream just for you.
I gotta go check it out.
What the hell, Screwdriver?
What, could you hear it?
No, I don't know. You dumped a carrier right on Hawkeye.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's not showing up in my feed, radio man. Have you posted? Are you live yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm live. I know I am because I can see it, and I got people commenting. Yeah, you'll see it. I don't know, refresh it or something.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, just, you gotta watch under the screen. You'll see it.
Alright, go back there to channel 19.
Sorry to hear that, Regal. Hopefully I'm not overdriving the mic. Yeah, Regal just commented on the live stream. He's got no power, so he's listening in.
Roger.
We were at Gridiron yesterday, and they lost power when we were waiting for our check.
Son of
I need an audio check. I need a long different audio check.
Well, you better wipe the rubber off that check, because it's bouncing.
Rhode Island. What is Rhode Island? I just put my antenna up, man. I just put my antenna up. They called me just now. You're going to pay your ticket. Just round the check.
I have to plug the frickin' 101 back in.
I appreciate it a bit better. Could you go your banner for just the green? Just great. See how to do this, brother. So I'm down.
Guy in the bayou's killing me over here.
Hopefully,
Brutal.
you guys hearing me okay? Just let me know in the chat. Everything sound okay? I'm trying a different mic.
I was just trying to get a diesel radio check. Just write that down. Well, don't make me look at this again. Yeah. It's good at the plane. back, 461, Florida.
World Radio 461 Florida. You copy Radio Man 260 Maine.
Hey, Radio Man, 260 up here, Maine. Yes, sir, loud and proud. East Coast, up north. Skip coming in, my friend.
All right. Yeah, you're loud and clear. You're hitting me just about 10 over up here in the state of Maine on my little Midland base station. I'm on a 13-898B, and we're live streaming on Facebook tonight and YouTube. And you got a commanding signal up here.
Hey, thanks for them flowers, Radio Man, but you're doing the same thing down here, my friend. Sounding loud and proud, rocking the boat down here in the sand pile. 461, Tomcat Radio, sand pile, back out the way.
461 Sandpile, take care from 260 Maine, 73.
Well, this is pointless. I guess radio night's a washout for me.
What, get sand down his private parts?
Yeah, radio don't work. 919, big $8, tapping in mail. Break up, break up.
Can't even hear ya. Can't even hear me. I hate it when that happens. How goes it, sir?
No, not bad at all.
919, 919, big $8, tapping in mail. Break up, break up.
Radio Man. Oh, Hawkeye. Did you see it?
919, 919, big $8, tapping in mail. Break up, break up.
Yeah, Radio Man, down in the description.
Right in the center of the screen, yellow letters. You got to wait about 15 seconds. It pops up.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's awesome. Ah, it's awesome.
I did that just for you because you were complaining it wasn't prominent enough.
What do you got going on?
I got an animated graphic on the live stream. A big smoking fireball goes across the screen, and Fun Adventure Radio Time is spelled right out.
Oh, I labeled mine right now. Let me turn it so people can see what's going on. I labeled it the dirtier version.
Ooh, I gotta go see it.
There's just a description. It's super happy adventure radio time for those who can't hold it. Just too much pressure.
Anybody out there got a top demolition number 5 and
Oh, not this fucking guy again.
Anybody copy this number 5 in Amsterdam City? Down looking break. Anybody want to talk to number 5 up here in Amsterdam City? How about around the west side, number 5 up here around Amsterdam looking, come on.
Number 5, you're making a whole lot of noise on my radio as you always do, my friend. They call me Screwdriver up here around the state of Maine. We're waving that hand.
Yeah, y'all need to pump it up, man. Pump it up and get it on back to number 5 up here. Hey, man. I got a 10-1 copy on you. Come on and pump it up and get it back to number 5 in Texas. Come on.
Oh, if I remember right, number 5 was in here last week with that alligator radio. He likes to run his mouth, but he doesn't like to hear anybody. You know how it is. Big old alligator radio coming out of Texas.
Man, all them big old radios up there in Maine are in the Bikini State.
They call me me screwdriver up here around the state of Maine. We're waving that hand.
23-1, mosquito on the pile, here.
I don't guess they can make it back up here.
Guess I am condition on the pile. 23-1, mosquito is gone.
After you two how to take this fucking cover off. What the hell? I'm going back to the hitting it. It's either gonna work or it's not.
Radio Man 260. Radio Man 260. Who's got a copy?
What the heck's going on with this rigging, but it's not loving it.
Man, when you look up the word plain Jane in the dictionary, there's a picture of that radio.
Which one, this thing?
Yeah.
She's definitely basic, that is for sure. I think I might have just blown the fuse by hitting that too hard, though.
I checked out your live stream. I see you're frantically disassembling something.
I can't get the case off. It looks like all the screws are out, but the damn thing won't slide apart. I don't know how it comes apart. It almost looks like there's a little dent in the back of the cover where somebody tried to pry it off with a screwdriver one time. So I think somebody's probably tried this before and had about as much luck as I am. All the feet are riveted on, and I fucking wouldn't think that those riveted on feet would hold that case cover on, but I guess you never know.
Does it smell like cigarette smoke?
Nah, not at all.
So it's not nicotine and tar holding it all together.
I mean, it could be glue. I mean, I don't think it's ever been apart. I mean, the thing is fairly factory original. I mean, I wouldn't have even thought it'd been turned on yet. I mean, meter sticks, which just went down, but I didn't really have any receive or no audio. Well, there was receive. I can't say that. The meter was moving. Didn't have no sound over the speaker, and I didn't have any audio, so could be like the AM, not AM regulator, or whatever the hell you want to call it there for the audio, but I was going to pop the cover off and take a peek. It does not look like it wants to come off. May just have to plug the 101 back in and run that for the rest of the night.
I wonder is there a knurled ring around the mic jack?
I don't know. I'll have to look. I was kind of wondering if the mic jack or the knobs connected it, but it looks like
Any
it's
of you
one
guys
piece housing. It was all the way around.
What the heck is this here with the vertical? I know what the clock is in the seconds, but
Unless the face
unless
plate has
that's
to
the
slide off it.
alarm?
I don't know. I suppose I could YouTube it, but what fun is that?
I don't know how to set it.
I'll freaking tear this thing apart with tin snips. I don't care.
Oh, that's how you. That must be the alarm. Okay,
And that's what makes it fun.
I assume. Huh.
Rolling cowboy out here in the tumbleweed.
Well, that's pretty neat. Yeah, so that must be like 10:30, maybe like 10:15.
I
Huh.
was going to switch over the other
Okay,
radio, but you
cool.
talked me into it.
That click must be the
One way or
thing
another.
for the 8 o'clock.
See, I can see.
Hmm.
It's going to a different
I'll have to
chassis
test that
place,
when no
but
one's
that's,
talking.
Looks like to take the front cover off, the mic jack wouldn't have to come off, so that's kind of even more different. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see if I don't break any knobs taking them off like some people.
Hey, that's not nice.
Oh, no, 2 knobs came off.
Yeah, now I gotta put a new knob in there.
Careful. Did you see how we did that, Radio Man? Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm still brushing the tire tracks off my back.
Oh, I thought that was pretty smooth, though.
Yeah, that was not nice. No, I was playing around with this radio while you guys were talking, and I realized I was being insulted. I was looking at the alarm. It actually has an alarm clock on it.
Right, you guys are cracking me up down in Florida.
Oh, is this that, the 419 or whatever?
Yeah, 461 down here. I'm south of St. Cloud, Florida.
10-4. Yeah, you're still booming in. You got a path up here.
Yeah, whoever wanted to be out there. I'm curious to see if you get that radio open, too.
It looks like there's a couple of nuts around the volume and squelch knobs. I bet those got to come off. They might. I don't know. I mean, I got to take the channel selector off, which means a set screw, but I really would think that front faceplate is usually attached to the chassis, and the cover comes off around it. I wouldn't think the faceplate and the cover would be one piece, but I suppose it's possible. Yeah, they always had that super skinny socket just for those nuts. I'll bet that's it. I'll put money on it. If those have to come off, well, the mic jack one comes through the backside, so that one isn't going to do the same thing. But that's to the, you can see it to the chassis inside that looks like the same color chassis. You know what I mean? That, I don't know. I mean, I'll get a frickin' hammer and find out.
I've definitely been guilty of that when you're trying to take something apart and you just get so frustrated, you get the Sawzall out.
I know, right? I'm actually at the point I'm going to go grab one of my carbon fiber things to lay down so I don't scratch this thing up. I mean, it's in too good a shape to beat up too bad.
I actually had a friend who was pulling a heater core out of a car, and he got looking at the dashboard, and there was like a support bar, and he was like, man, he's like, I could save a few hours if I just cut the bar out and weld it back. Any of you out there listening in Skipland, streaming live on YouTube, just look up Radio Man 260 on YouTube. Radio Man 260 on YouTube. And you guys out there sandbagging, you'll be able to hear yourself. You'll hear your melodious tones coming through my Midland base station circa 1975. This thing's in mint condition, except for when my dog walked over the top of it. She scratched the bezel a little bit, but we'll let that slide. Yeah, did you hear about that part, Hawkeye?
No, I didn't quite copy that. You're a little bit light over here.
Whoa, break 1-3.
Yeah, what he said. I think I gotta find a damn fuse now where I blew this one beating on it.
Hello, Jeff Duncan. Thank you for stopping by, everybody.
So I'm dimming it pretty good, so maybe the voltage regulator is full bar, if I can ever see it.
So did you actually let the smoke out live?
No, I was I was just hitting it, and I think it just vibrated to blow the fuse. The meter actually came back down, so the meter's sticking, but I wasn't really concerned about that. It has power output, just no audio. And like I said, no receive audio from what I could hear either.
I wonder if Will can get a radio check. I wonder if Will can get a radio check right back.
All right, go ahead to that guy looking for the radio check. You got Radio Man 260. Go ahead.
Yeah, right on. Ain't nobody getting Will in the BYU looking for a radio check right back.
How about that guy in the BYU? Go ahead for the radio check. You got Radio Man 260. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just trying to see what my radio sounded like, man. It's been 3 years since I fired it up. I want to see what it sounded like.
Well, it's sounding pretty good if you're hearing me.
Oh, yeah, I got a grip on you, man. Where you at?
I'm up here in the state of Maine. We're in southern Maine. Southern Maine. Back to you. Radio Man 260. Southern Maine. Back to you.
Oh, 260 and sounding good in the BYU. I'm on the top side of the BYU. Take care, man. Put it on you later. Have a blessed afternoon. Hang on the mail.
10-4. Yeah, I got you about 7 over here. Hearing you just fine on my little Midland base station, my little Bone Stock Midland base station. Take care. Hey, Jeff Duncan, we got conditions from Florida. I was talking to somebody. Let me see if he's still in there.
Yeah, I've got the answer for you, Screwdriver.
Oh, hold on, someone's talking.
Or I could just let you continue.
And Stan Dickerson, this is a Midland.
I know. It can't come out the back.
I
So
don't want to talk over these guys.
Does not matter. Because it's kind of short of folding out all the fucking metal on the back that's stamped in. You know, I don't think it's going to come out the back. But let's hear the real answer before I start to, thinking really outside the box.
Yeah, it looks like the volume and squelch and the channel knob are attached right to the chassis on the inside, so you've got to take those nuts, but you got to take those off to pull the front face panel off.
But that's still how you get the front face still has to separate from the case, because you can't pull it forwards because it's too big. It's folded in the back. You know what I mean? I could see taking the face off by doing that, but I don't see that face and the case. They have to come apart.
It looks like at the top, once you get the face off, there's a couple of screws at the top that will come out. It holds it to that. Gotta get the face off first. We'll bring in 2 screws on that inner chassis to hold it to the brown cabinet.
Roger. Give me a minute here. Having internet issues.
It kind of stinks because those nuts on those potentiometers, unless you have that really skinny socket. I mean, a lot of times you can get a flat-headed screwdriver in there and if you can get them started, they'll come off, but it's kind of a pain.
How about a DX Land? 4105 South Florida, trying to make the trip up towards the Carolinas. Come on.
Well, 4105, you're skipping right over and you're hitting into southern Maine from 260.
Ooh, 260. Hello, 4105. Appreciates the comeback. We're on the side reading the mail. Thank you.
10-4. Take care, 4105 from 260, southern Maine. Anyone out there listening in Skipland, you can check me out on the live stream. Go on YouTube, just type in Radio Man 260. I got a live stream going right now on my little Midland base station.
260, you're doing the trip down here in South Florida. We got little Galaxy Saturn.
10-4. Yeah, I was just putting that out there if anyone wanted to check it out. Like I said, you're coming in just like my neighbor here. That's how loud you are.
We definitely appreciate the compliment. Keep some of them flowers for yourself. 4105 South Florida, we're on the side.
Yeah, Screwdriver, you still by the radio there? I think I gave you some bad information.
Oh no.
Fuck, I just got out the Sawzall.
Yeah, I don't know. I took a closer look at the video I was looking at, and those nuts are still on the shaft there with it all apart, so I don't think that's it.
It's too firm of a grip on the shaft.
Oh, that's probably what it is. I'm trying to deal with my router. The wife changed it out today, and it's all fucked up. I didn't say that, but I did. Well, what's fucked up? She put in the old router, that's fine, but for some reason they both have the same exact numbers. So, you know, it recognizes it, but it doesn't know the password because it's looking for the old one or something. So, I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta try to deal with this freaking thing.
We have no internet. I repeat, no internet.
What's weird is my old phone, unless it's lying to me, it says it's still live feeding something.
Well, I'll go check and see what I see.
I'm seeing your light go off and on. Yeah, I don't know. I see movement.
Yeah, it says you're live. I see your base station sitting on a towel.
Yeah, for my other phone, my phone in my hand is not picking up the internet, so it might drop out here. I'm going to have to unplug something and plug something, so I don't know. I'll be back.
Yeah, I saw you wave, too. My, that thing's big. Radio Man 260. Radio Man 260. Who's got a copy? Southern Maine, Radio Man 260.
Feet on the bottom were riveted, not screwed.
Beep beep, Radio Man. (260) State of Maine. 260 State of Maine. Anyone out there? How about any of that DX? How about any of that DX? You got a copy on Radio Man 260. Radio Man 260.
Frick, I think I shut down the whole grid.
Oh, you cut off my internet too?
I might have.
Jesus, you let the smoke out of the router.
Went to plug in another one, I tripped the GFI, which then in turn trips the whole internet and my radio.
Jesus Christ. You need a President Randy for these kind of situations.
I know, right? I can't even tap reset to start my live feed up again because it's just searching for something. got no dukes here. Freaking all going downhill over here. I don't know what's going on, but it's going to hell. Oh, we might have reconnection here. We got something.
You're sucking out all my internet. About a DX LAN? About a DX LAN. You got a copy on Radio Man 260. Radio Man 260. What was that? I heard 3.5.
Tell you what, that was fun. First time I ever drove up on the border. Way out unloaded.
Alright. Crisis averted-ish. Damn friggin' internet crap. Now back to the pressing priorities at hand. I need a hammer to take this apart. I think I heard Hawkeye said something about something. Probably gonna need like a heat gun or some crap. I don't want to break down and look at YouTube yet, but I'm gonna have to, maybe. I heard somebody in there with too much echo saying screwdriver's a mud duck. I'm getting too much slop from channel 11.
Come on, load it. Over here on this side. It's going to take a while to do these. Lead on the band, 27.125. Nine, Swamp Lance, move down, I'm standing by. Where you guys Wasn't that weird? Huh. Yeah. I just tried keying up the big amp with this radio, and it wouldn't do it.
Like what are you trying to use to key up your big amp? You're not using a foot pedal anymore, right?
I've got a external, dial trigger, and something wrong. Then I can, it keys up the relay, but then when I key up the relay, it's put up. It's fucking weird.
Huh. There should be enough coming out. You might not get a lot coming out of your amp, but it should be something.
I've used it with other radios. Well, maybe the other radios swing a lot more, so that's probably it.
Yeah, it was still a couple watts in. You should be getting 10, 15 watts out of it. You know, maybe not 100, but you should see something coming out.
Yeah, let me change the scale on my metering. So I had it up on 2001.
Holy but Jesus.
That's brutal.
Friggin' brutal. I'm a little embarrassed here. I don't know if I can keep going. I'm gonna have to get on something old. This is not right. I don't like it.
Oh, that's what it is. It's just not putting out enough power.
Oh. Si, senor.
Hold on.
I still got to test this D104 I got. And I had people roll their eyes at me when I said I can get cheap D104s. Well, who's out there? We've got Hawkeye. Screwdriver's probably messing with the radio. Who else is still out there? Just me.
Alrighty. I thought, I think this was working. There we go. That working alright?
Sounds okay here.
Just getting a lot of noise in there. I couldn't tell if the receiver was actually warming up and kicking in or what was going on. Alright, let's, there we go. We'll let this, it should be warmed up. It should be tuned in. I'm not even going to tune it. I tuned it last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
I got a feeling there's probably nothing wrong with this D104. The inside of it's super clean. Looks like it's got a brand new 9-volt in it too. Oops.
So, what's your issue then?
It's got a 6-pin plug on it. That's my issue.
Well, you got a 6-pin radio. That's fine.
I do. No, it's... I don't think it's the same thing as a Ranger. Oh, I guess I'll have to look at that.
But you got 2 6-pin radios. You got your Lincoln and you got that. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. At least I think the Lincoln's a 6-pin. Is that somebody keying up on this channel or are they somewhere else? I just need to figure out what the hell's going on. I don't want to miss Hawkeye. I'm gonna have to freaking, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start hammering stuff here in a minute, but we're back and forth here. We got portable slides going on for the radio.
I'm back. I had to figure out my amplifier keying issue.
Alright, you got it all figured out. Is it all ready to go?
Let me just keep, yeah, we're good to go in the amplifier department.
Roger. So I'm thinking it's like glued or the vinyl got hot or something and it's like stuck to that front face. There's one little chip out of a bottom corner and I'm kind of, I mean, if I get worse, it happens. I break it worse. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's a clean radio. I'd hate to, but I don't know. Maybe I could spray some WD-40 in it or some 409, some degreaser, and maybe it'll work into it.
That goes to a heat gun to a degree. Maybe a hair dryer kind of warms up that. Where the cabinet joins the face, it's gotta be stuck. Maybe somebody glued it.
Yeah, I do actually have I mean, I'm sure I got a hair dryer obviously upstairs. I know I do because my hair does not happen naturally. But yeah, I even have like a steam cleaner that maybe I could try to blow in behind there. I pulled apart many of these radios. Yeah, there you go. It's an 85 foot. I'd have to look. I pulled apart many of these similar style radios, like the old Cobra 89 bases. I got a little 90 that's very similar, and the whole back would just slide out. The face would stay connected to the whole chassis, and you know they would just slide apart. And there was only 2 screws, or 3, something like that. But this thing, the back seems like it's loose, and you can see it moving on the front panel. It's just like that front panel is just glued to that frickin' chassis, not the chassis, but the cover. So I think it just sat in the box in a garage. I mean, this thing sat in that garage for who knows how many years, heated and cooled and heated and cooled. So it probably just fucking stuck itself together.
Yeah, I think you're right. After looking at a few things, I suspect you're right.
How's this thing sounding over there to you on that thing?
Sounds good.
Roger.
Are you on a different radio than when you first came on? Because I did put a recording if you're on a different radio.
I am. I'm actually on the 101 double E now. I couldn't bring myself to run that striker all night. Obviously, this Cobra 85 was a little bit of a bust. I'm still working on it, but I had to at least turn on something old, and this was the first thing here, and I didn't even retune it. I said it's probably still good from the other week.
Yeah, it is. It's got punchy audio. It's a little bit narrower. You can tell, but it's got good punchy audio.
Yeah, I mean that striker's been wide banded. It's got the AC mod in it, so it wouldn't surprise me that should be a little bit more.
I gotta pull the covers off of this and see if anybody's done anything in here now. I cannot believe how awesome the receiver is. It sounds like if somebody's 6K wide, you can hear every bit of it.
Man, you guys are pulling your covers off. I wouldn't be pulling this fucking thing apart if it worked. That's for damn sure. I'm too lazy for that.
I'm totally convinced though, because I must have looked through vintage radios on eBay for 2 years trying to figure out what that first mobile radio was. And I did look between the Panasonic, although I didn't have side feature for the first one, so I think mine was the Regal 185. Had a Delta tune on it, but they get too much medication at one time, oh, they Kelly.
Channel. I don't know if it's the same exact size, but it looks exactly the same. That big bread box, flat front, 2 knobs, speakers on the left, It looks very similar. I haven't put them side by side. I didn't pay that close attention. The Regency is just kicked underneath the bench somewhere, but it's pretty friggin' close. And I'm like, if I was to just see them both and there was no writing on them, I'd be like, I don't know. They look about the same to me.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes.
I was just spinning the dial on this Midland. What the heck's EX? What's that? It's a 23 channel, but there's a spot on the dial called EX.
In between channel 22 and 23?
No, it's after. I think it's above 23.
There's usually let's see where this one is on here. There's usually a dead position between 22 and 23. I guess it could be in between 23 and 21. I've never seen it. Usually there's nothing. But sometimes it is an empty spot, and you can put an external VFO to it.
Oh. Well, this radio is so nice that I wouldn't want to, do a bunch of weird shit to it, but where it's a sideband radio, excuse me, it'd be kind of cool to add a VFO to it, like a DDS VFO on an external box, and then, it'd be a 40-channel base station at that point.
Didn't we just talk about this? But yeah, that's what I would do. Well, I mean, you could do. Personally, you got like 10 other radios sitting there that have 40 channels and sideband, so, yeah. If it was my only radio, I definitely would do it, but, I don't think you really, you need to, but, if it's got that spot in there, and you can just use one channel, then, yeah, I mean, you're not hacking anything up, why not?
Yeah, we did. I just didn't realize this. That tells me that to put one in, it makes it even easier. No, I don't need to do it, but I do like this radio though. Like, it's it's got that nice style to it, I guess we'll say. I do like it, but yeah, I do have all kinds of other radios, but I mean, are you ever satisfied with not playing with things? Occasionally we break a knob off here and there and we play with things.
I don't know, like 20 years ago, I'd be butchering up everything. 20-year channel radios are thrown in the trash. I love cutting stuff up. I love, I'm going to put as many channels on a Cobra 2000 as I can. I'm going to take my old Washington or my old, whatever, Madison. I'm putting a Digiscan on it. And now I look at it and I go, I wish I wouldn't have put that Digiscan on there. I mean, I can unwire it all, but I'm like, I got all these channels. And I'm like, it kind of, I don't know. It kind of deters me a little bit now. I'd rather have it closer to being stock than not.
Well, I'm thinking, if I did this, I could do it in a way where the box would be external. I mean, I have a few radios here that they're considered, amongst radio people, collector's items, and I've done mods to them that don't affect the appearance of the radio and are totally reversible. It's kind of my criteria on a radio that is, if it's a turd, I don't mind drilling holes in it. But if it's something that, and I don't even know if this particular radio is considered a collector's item, but it's so nice that I wouldn't, if I was to do something like that, I would want to do it in such a way that it could be reversed very simply.
Yeah, I don't like drilling holes in radios if I can help it either. It's not my, definitely not my forte. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I don't know. Like I said, I've been going the other way in the last couple of years to the point of, like I said, 20 years ago, it was cool to say, ooh, I got my Tram D201, DA, my 23 channel, I got it up on channel 50. That was cool. Now looking at it, I for some reason in my mind, this is just me, I find it cooler to say, yeah, it's only a 23 channel. I can only run it down here just because, you know what I mean? I kind of enjoy the fact of saying it's a 23 channel more than, oh yeah, I can use it on any channel, but I know it was a 23 channel, but now it's not. Like I said, I don't know why. 10, 20 years ago, that was like the cool part was making it go everywhere. Now, I have shit that goes everywhere, so it makes it more special to me to just run it once every 6 months on these channels. I don't know why.
So while you were talking, I looked at the back of the radio, and there's even an RCA jack labeled EX.
Perfect.
So virtually wouldn't have to do anything other than supply power and put the appropriate level into the EX jack.
I mean, it could be external speaker. I don't know why it would be on the display. A PA, I don't know. I've never seen one labeled EX. I've only just seen a blank nothing. There's no number there, so. And a lot of times it's just because the rotary switch just doesn't even have anything there to hook up. I've seen some that do, some that don't. It would be cool if it was kind of made to throw like an old PAL VFO behind or something, just because, those were readily available back then.
I never even Googled this thing when I got it, just to see, because it just worked. So there was nothing really to, you know what I mean, like look up, like what. But speaking of, Chrome Dome told me when he was down at the Hamfest, someone was selling one of those Motorola 500 series radios. I didn't see it, so maybe somebody bought it.
mentioned the other week when me and Hawkeye rode here by ourselves late, I started looking at a bunch of radios that I didn't need and I didn't buy, but I put a bunch of bids in or offers in on shit that was stupid low that I didn't get. But I seen a couple of, I didn't know they made more than one, but I seen a couple of Motorola's out there for CBs. Most of them, one of them didn't have the white stuff, but the other two models I saw did have the white face and the white case, and you know what I mean? It had that look, like that marine radio look. I don't know what model numbers they were, but I was like, oh, well, they made more than one, I guess.
Check 1-2-4.
1253. What you said?
No, you misunderstood. Hey, radio man.
Hey, Hawkeye.
I just noticed that Midland sideband radio. Have you tried that out?
Just with myself. I haven't tried it, I haven't actually talked to anybody with it.
And did it sound like it was fairly close to being on frequency?
Yes, it did. Yeah, it seemed like it was okay.
Well, that's pretty cool. I just did not picture that as a sideband radio.
Yeah, I know. It's a really nice radio. Hey, Screwdriver, I just looked up the user manual for this radio. I found out what the EX jack is.
Yeah, what is it?
You can feed a phono source into it and use the speaker to amplify your music through your base station. So it's basically just an audio amplifier for a music source.
Oh, so it is an external speaker, except you're using that as the external speaker. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that is different.
Because when I got, a lot of times I get radios and there's something wrong. There was nothing wrong with this thing. So I was like, I don't need the manual. But yeah, I just downloaded the manual and I'm reading the description. So basically, I guess, when this thing was made, you'd plumb your 8-track into it or something. That's pretty goddamn funny. I don't think I've ever seen that feature before.
No, I've never heard of that. That's awesome. Hawkeye, I'm making some progress.
How's everyone doing in the chat? How about anyone out there in DX land? DX land, you copy 260, state of Maine. Oh, I just bumped my camera. Put that back. 26. Oh boy, I'm all out of sorts. Let's get this straightened up here. 260, state of Maine. 260, state of Maine. Colin? Yeah, I guess it's just noise out there.
I'm getting a ton of noise. I think it's just
11's hammering. But anyways, I started cleaning up that 142. Looks a lot better. It smells a lot better. Pulled the cover off. Looks pretty stock. I mean, that was kind of what I noticed too when I was on air with it, but not in a bad way. It sounds good. That the old coffin mic is stamped, I think. Oh, I thought I saw 19. It says Japan. Yep. The old coffin mic. I cleaned it up a little bit. It needs some more cleaning. But I got the cord. I soaked the cord. I don't know if Hawkeye's watching the live feed. Oops. I keep bumping my camera. I soaked it in Simple Green. And all the crud. The cord is like... I don't know if the video's picking that up. But it's like shiny. I just got to clean the grill. Probably see the crud in there of the mic. I got to clean the grill out of the mic. I was just showing people on the live feed. Yeah, I guess I'll show you guys real quick.
Delay.
I'll show you guys what is a wall. There's my 142. I had a little incident pulling the knobs off. I broke the squelch knob, so I'm gonna have to fix that. They were already dirty, so these got.
Man, look at that clean.
These got to be clean. This doesn't work. It's got to be replaced. But
Would you take your cover off, Joe?
a little bit of paint.
Looking at Radio Man's cord.
A little bit of paint chippage.
Yeah, it's right on his OnlyFans.
I can show you.
Nice cord right there.
Are you mocking me? There's the inside. Looks pretty good. I gotta clean it a little bit more on the inside. This is gonna be a nice radio though. I'm not gonna do anything crazy to it. Whoop. You know, sounds good. I'm not gonna do any crazy mods. Well, you probably heard a whole rap on that. If I was to do anything to this, I would not molest the, here we go. I would not molest the radio. Try to make it look original as much as I could. But I have used it. I mean, it still works. It's just, I broke the squelch pot. Not a big deal.
Oh, holy crap. I look away for a second, come back and you got it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, check radio.
Oh yeah, I was just showing people in the live feed that 142. You know, it's funny. I lifted the top. I got a little whiff of cigarette smoke. I got to clean it a little bit more.
Peeled out of the vinyl wrap, like that wood grain vinyl wrap, or when they stuck it together, it was still a little wet, like it almost rolled up, or it just got really hot and some glue came out. But I used a plastic pick and type deal, and I was able to work it around it, and poop, off it came.
Finally. Boop.
Boop. Just like that, like boop.
Yeah, Hammer Jackie, I used one of these. I was pulling the knobs by hand. Am I on camera? Here we go. I was pulling the knobs by hand. I just couldn't get it. I thought this was going to help me, and it was just too much mechanical leverage. So I got to get in there and I gotta de-ox the pots because they're a little crunchy. But the plan is just to clean this radio up and make it look nice. I'm not gonna do anything nuts to it. Maybe put like a. I got this D104 I picked up at the Handfest. Maybe put a D104 on it, but I'm not gonna do anything bonkers with it. Anyways, so what's the verdict there, Screwdriver? There's the top of the radio. It's got like a wood grain cabinet. You can still see remnants of my dog. She stepped on the top of it. But radio, hold on a second. If I can get to the back here, the radio is nice and clean on the back. There we go. This is 1975, made in Japan. My cord on my web camera is at the full extension, so.
I don't really know yet. It's I mean, it's old school, so there's really no like AM regulator or audio. It's funny because there's 4 transistors on it that are attached to the chassis, and normal thinking would say it's one driving 3, one driving 2, but I know it can't be dual finals. I assume it's just one final, but the other 3, like, there's a transformer in there for a power supply, but there's nothing. The power supply is part of the whole board. Like, I can see the full wave rectifier on it and everything from here, the diodes for the rectification. So it's kind of weird, like the whole power supply, nothing is separate. It's all part of the one circuit board.
Hawkeye, you taking notes?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him if those 2 board screws are loose right there. 10-4.
Ah, 10-4.
What? My board screws are loose.
I'm trying to determine that from here. It's kind of hard to tell.
That's your go-to for everything now, ain't it?
Hey, if it works 90% of the time, I'm still doing pretty good.
Well, I mean, bad grounds, definitely, that will mess it up. Just trying to look to see if any of the caps look like they're leaking, but they all look old, but good. That is the first time I've seen a radio that had, like I said, the whole power supply minus the transformer is part of the board.
Good evening around USA. Good evening around USA. Trip reduced around Jamaica. You with him? First on Roscoe.
I heard some DX rolling something.
Roger, and out 09. I hear you. 09. Big girl, down. I got a razor copy on you. Come on, guys. Around USA, trip reduced.
Oh, God.
See, you asked for it. There it is.
Hey, Hammer Jockey, if you can hear me, I'm looking on CB Tricks right now. I gotta step away from the radio. I gotta look up something real quick.
I didn't notice on the back, is it AC only? It doesn't have a 12-volt option?
It actually does. and it all goes through the same power cord. I have another cord for it. The cord's probably worth more than the damn radio. Because I think there was a 138 had the same cord. But yeah, they all go through the same jack. There's like five pins in there, and I don't know which ones are which without looking, but I have another cord that's gray, both on the positive and negative, no figure, but it came with another cord that plugs in, so you can use it in the mobile or a power supply, whatever. Yeah, I wonder, 209. Okay, then 209, triple. Oh, my hitting it. Might not have just blown the fuse. Not seeing any juice here. I have to get out a meter or something. Unless I put in a bad fuse, which is always possible.
Hey, Hammer Jockey, you got any of these meters around? That meter's dead. Whoops, I don't got my, there we go, I probably wasn't on it. The SWR mod meter's dead. You got any of those?
I guess I gotta break out a freaking meter.
God dang it. Yeah, that's better.
And that guy on 15 is slopping 3 channels. The guy where? 15. Roger. Yeah, he's swamping everybody everywhere.
Oh, fix it. You're back?
Yeah, I had no choice. The race I was watching on the TV when I decided to go watch the race instead. Went back in, sat down and watched it. I was 5 minutes into it. Your site popped in and took over my YouTube on the TV, and yeah, I wasn't able to get it back, so.
So you mean like a bad episode of G.I. Joe and Cobra Commander took over the TV? My YouTube feed took over your TV? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, your YouTube took over my TV.
I feel like I need to have a Skeletor laugh for that. I don't even understand how I did that. Okay.
I understand why I couldn't get the race back to come back on after I got rid of it, but yeah, I couldn't find it.
I think you had too many Bud Lights.
What'd you say about Bud Light?
I think you've had too many Bud Lights.
I don't drink Budweiser, Bud Light, or anything light. I don't drink any light beer, ever. But anyways, yeah, that was kind of funny.
You hear that, Hawkeye? We're hailing on all known frequencies. ...260, state of Maine. 260, state of Maine, calling. Anyone out there in DX land got a copy on 260, state of Maine. 260, state of Maine. Yeah, it's starting to quiet down a little bit.
See, it's happening again. I started keying up and now the skip's coming back.
So what do you think of this old radio I'm running tonight? Pretty snazzy, huh?
I did see it on the video, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, this is a nice radio. I'm gonna have to take care of it. I gotta clean the dog footprints off the top of it. But that probably just need a little brush. It got into the wood grain. I don't know how real. It feels like real wood. I don't know if it's veneer, but it's probably veneer. I got to get a brush. I got 2 footprints on the top of it.
Well, if you ever want to get rid of it, I got a home for that one, because I love that radio.
No, this is a keeper. This was a nice radio. I'm just going to, I don't know. I was talking with Screwdriver, maybe putting a VFO on it, but if anything gets done to it, it wouldn't be doing any drilling and blasting to it. Maybe the only crazy thing I might do is put a desk mic on it. I'm using this little hand mic right here, but it seems to be a pretty decent radio.
Yeah, it looked like it had on the back of it, looked like it had the plug-in for the VFO already set up and ready to go. Matter of fact, I got a VFO that has its own power source that has that exact same plug on it. So we might have to try it.
Yeah, we looked into that. You might have been watching the race. Turns out you could plug an external audio source into it and use the base station as your speaker. So you turn the dial here. I can't do it while I'm transmitting. You turn it to EX, and it uses this speaker and amplifier to amplify your tunes, I guess. Truthfully, I have no idea what happens when you set the alarm on it. Does it turn the radio on, or is it actually a buzzer? I'll have to test the alarm. It has a built-in alarm clock, so I don't know if the alarm turns on the radio or if it's just a buzzer. It's probably just a buzzer.
I think you got your option of either or, but yeah, I don't know if I'd want turning the radio on that early in the morning. Well, maybe.
Well, I don't know. You remember the old clock radio? Well, I mean, I know you can still get them, but the clock radio alarm clocks, they had the option. It would turn the radio on for the alarm.
Oh, yeah, I remember those. I might even have one.
Whoop. Huh. I think that's what it does fix it. I just turned it to alarm and the whole radio turned off. I'll read the manual. I found the manual. I'll take a look at it here in a little bit.
Comes with a manual, too? Holy crap.
No, I downloaded the manual off the interwebs.
Oh, 10-4. That's nice to be able to do that, I guess.
Well, that's how we figured out what the EX was. That's how we figured that out. So I'll have to figure out. Yeah, I turned it. It goes off, on, and auto alarm. So I'll take a look real quick. I got the manual here on my phone somewhere.
Oh, it'll usually just turn the radio on.
Yeah, well, I noticed when I turned it to alarm, it shut the whole radio off.
Yeah, any of them I've ever had that do that, they turn the radio on. I don't know if I've ever seen one that had an actual just buzzer alarm. I think I know the 2000s turned the radio on. Super Bass did. I believe the Madisons did.
One thing that is kind of neat, and I wonder if it would probably, it does have a record jack, and it says it'll send out the audio if you wanted to record it. Now, if I'm live streaming, I might be able to pump that right into my computer and put a cleaner feed out onto the internet.
The $29.95 probably has one of those in the back. Most of the big box radios have a record jack on the back. It says REC.
Oh, no shit. I've never even looked at it. Alright, I found the section on the alarm clock. I'm going to read it real quick. Oh, so, alright. So you can set the alarm, it'll actually turn the radio off at a certain time, and you can set it to turn the radio on at a certain time. Huh. Oh, screwdriver's testing and checking.
You know, the turning it off is actually pretty cool. I don't know as if, I don't believe that the 2000s or the Super Bass might have had that option, but I don't think the 2000s did.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, I've never been that way, but, you know, like the sleep timer on the TV. I know some people, they can't go to bed. Like, they literally go to bed at night, put the TV on, set the sleep timer for, you know, an hour. I know people that do that.
Parental control. I've done it before, but very rarely. I don't have a TV in my bedroom, so yeah. But yeah, you know, the shutting the radio off though, that might not be too bad of a thing.
Yeah, I was just reading it because I noticed it has on or off, on, and auto alarm. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's kind of a neat radio. You know, it's different.
Heck yeah, we like different. Hawkeye, what are you playing with over there? That's getting personal. I know, that's what I wanted to know. Still not hearing any sound out of this thing, no. It's a little concerning. Well, yeah, there's a lot concerning, I guess. You tried an external speaker? Yeah, I might. It looks like it just runs to an RCA jack on the back, not an actual, like, headphone jack. He said, I assume this mic, it came with it. I assume it's like, holy crap, dynamic microphone, impedance, 500 ohm, Japan. I didn't know they made covers in Japan. Look at that.
That's a nice microphone right there.
Oh, if it's original to this, I would have thought the coffin mic would have been closer to this time frame, but I don't know.
Speak into the microphone, Screwdriver.
Hard telling, not knowing. So yeah, meter's still sticking. Looks like it's freeing up, but I'm only giving it a 5. Radio Man gives it a 5, so it's stopping there, but it is dropping back down on its own. I assume it's got, I don't have it hooked to a meter, but if I key it up, I'm pretty sure at least Radio Man can hear a dead key.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead, do it.
I'm squishing myself right there. It should be dead keying if you can hear it.
Oh, yeah, you're squishing yourself.
Oh, I had to unkey it. Never mind. Did you hear it?
Yeah, you were giving me a 9 on a dead key, then whatever else you keyed up went into the red.
No audio at the radio, no audio at the speaker. So I'm assuming maybe that little op amp in there, transistor. And I popped something in the power supply. Maybe it's cold solder joint, but right now it's hooked to 12 volts. Plugged in, I get voltage out of the transformer, and then it dies somewhere on the board. So whether it was a diode, I might have hit it a couple of times trying to get that cover off.
I got the old style audio amps and the Rangers and the newer style. If it's one of those, if you send me a picture, if it's one of those, I got a handful of them, of both.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's exactly what this is. I'll have to look at a schematic at some point and whatever. I don't even really care. I just assume fucking give it somebody else to play with. But I want to fix it to give it back to Cobra because it's still, well, it's a Cobra. It's cool.
I'd just give the squelch part to Radio Man.
Hey.
You know, I'll have to look. I guarantee I have, I got some parts radios. I just don't know how the parts radios are, but I guarantee I got something kicking around.
Well, it's actually funny. One of the guys in the live stream, Hammer Jockey Repair, he says, I think I got a squelch pot I'll send you for free. He's been listening to us.
I'm going to look at my drawer right now. I don't know. They look like they're all that same star 1/4-inch shaft ones. I don't know what they came out of, but I ripped them out of something. Chances are it's the same one that's in 95% of Cobras, Mobiles, whatever.
Well, that'll be, and those of you too listening on the live stream, the 142 is going to be later this week. That's going on Sideband. And that does work, except for the squelch pot I busted out of it. So that'll be on Sideband next week. And to answer your question, Screwdriver, this is the same plug as a Ranger. Whether or not it's wired the same way, I don't know, but it is the same plug on the D104 I got. What I'd like to do is get some new felt and totally do up that D104. I bet you there's not a goddamn thing wrong with it. The cord's a little jacked up. I don't know if I showed that either, but the the insulation cracked on it. I bet you that friggin' mic's A-okay.
Why would you think it wasn't okay? I mean, I'm just kind of curious.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I've never personally run into it, so I don't know if it's wives' tales, but I've heard guys say, "Oh, I got a D104 and the element was dead." I've never I've never gotten a dead D104 element, and I've abused mine.
Yeah, I mean, they can. It's not. I mean, I got a box full of D104 heads over here that are dead or missing. It happens, but yeah, nothing. It's nothing common. Depends on how old the D104 head is and if it's a ceramic element or not. But yeah, it's nothing. Usually, if I get a D104, 90% of the time they just work.
Well, my thought is I'll clean this D104 up, replace the cord. The insulation's all cracked on it. I'll replace the cord and either I'll probably hook it up to the 142. Probably that 142 will friggin' sing. That's the only thing that's kind of a shame is that the plugs aren't the same. So I could, but I could also just find another. I got that bullet head mic I could wire into this Midland. I want to put desk mics on these base stations.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just wire one to each, or make some adapters, or whatever you got to do. But yeah, you may as well have a good mic on them.
So Hawkeye, was the Fun Adventure Radio Time animation, was that a nice touch for you?
Really made my night, Radio Man. You have no idea how satisfying that was.
Yes, even the little fireball with the cloud of smoke I thought really added a nice touch to Fun Adventure Radio Time.
Yeah, that was definitely a nice touch.
Are you still live streaming?
Yeah, I'll do it until I shut it down and go to bed.
Yeah, me too. Is it doing the auto captioning?
Oh yeah, it does that automatically.
Nice. Just wanted to tell everybody on your live stream, welcome to Old Radio Night. Old Radio Night. Old Radio Night. Old Radio Night.
You're ruining my branding. This is Fun Adventure Radio Time. The freaking guys from Shark come over here and they shit all over it.
Well, it's not shit night, it's fart night. If they want to get close to the shit, they can come over to my side for the super happy adventure radio time.
Yeah, you're a shark.
I hate it when I try to push one out that I know I shouldn't have. I almost thought about trying to get into live feeding more and maybe even changing the name from Maine Sidebanders to something more radio related, but then I thought, I'm fucking lazy. I don't want to get that involved.
I have fun with it. I mean, the software that I use, it's pretty easy. And, I don't know. I get people that seem to like it. I get people that if I don't do it or if I'm running late, I get people asking about it. So it doesn't take too much for me mental bandwidth or time with that software I use to set it up. It's pretty easy. So I was just showing this D104. But anyways.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it. I've met some people on there that I do talk to. When I'm not streaming or off air, and people on CB radio and other areas, and it's I don't know. Well, that'd be too corny. It's the live streaming has been it's added another rewarding element to it, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I love doing my live feeds. I don't get that involved, obviously, but if the page was big, I actually I didn't do it tonight, but I will feed on other people's pages. Like, I'll go to, like, CB Radio Tricks or JD's Video Gates or, you know, whatever, Trucks, CB Sales, Video Gates, any of those. Like, when the DX is rolling, I love live feeding on there because, you know, you'll get 1,000 viewers, and you'll hear all them people trying to friggin' hear themselves over the air, you know what I mean? I love that. Obviously, you know, Maine Sidebanders has about 24 people that are, you know, who signed up for it, so it's not quite as big, but yeah. You know, big groups, those are a bitch. I've modded a few of them. It's no fun.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've just, you know, well, you know, I just do it with the software I use. I do YouTube and Facebook. I've never done on another page, but you know, initially when I started doing it, like I say, you know, it's kind of added. Like, there's the local people, like, you know, Regal came on. He's like, yeah, I'd be on, but my power's out, so I'm just on my phone. And there's local people that will check in, and you know, people seem to like it. And then you get people from away that, you know, and I like, you know, I've been talking with Hammer Jockey here a little bit, and you know, it's kind of fun. Just adds another dimension to the hobby. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, if it was really big. But I haven't done that where I've posted a stream to one of those video gate groups. But I have done where I've live streamed and I've just put it out over the radio, and then there's people that I'm not hearing, but they hear me, and they'll come in to my stream and be like, I can hear you in this state. I'm trying to get back to you, but for whatever reason, I'm not hearing them.
Yes, holy crap, that armed incident over there in Auburn is still going on, that allowing people to go home. That's crazy. Yeah, you know, no, I love doing that. Like I said, it's a blast. I had another CB page that I made, just like the Maine Sidebanders. It was first to dig at, you know, another group. I had another one I made, and I don't think there was anybody, and I don't think I ever posted anywhere, but there was something about, I think it came down to the same thing. There was like, it was to fuck with people that were on a CB page bitching about, not, you know, all bitching about radio shit, but yet nobody was actually talking on their radio. So if I remember right, I made another page. I used to have another Facebook account. It was either the Screwdriver or the Wrench or something like that. I don't remember. But I had made another page with that for radio crap, and all I remember was like, yep, this page is for talking on the radio. We don't censor shit, but don't talk here if you ain't gonna talk, or some shit. I thought it was hilarious. I should pull that page back out of existence if it's still around, and kind of, you know, get people to start posting on that and turn it into something besides just sideband.
Hawkeye, you still in there? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Alright, just checking.
I was just contemplating, I realized I gotta shave before tomorrow morning.
You could just take the electric razor in the truck. I've had people pass me on the turnpike doing that. Got the electric razor going, driving down the road.
I must leave a mess in the car.
Yeah, I would think you're right. You know, all that little stubbly shit gets down the front of your shirt and everything. But yeah, no, that's the thing. I was like, I kind of, well, I think Screwdriver. I mean, the whole YouTube channel has been this weird, goofy expression for me that I don't know. I've been having fun with that too, and I don't quite get it, but I've been having fun with it. I've been getting people subscribing to me, so I just keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I never really. It's funny because I'll make videos. I post them on Facebook and wherever else, Instagram, whatever. But I never got into YouTube. I mean, I have some YouTube videos out there. It's just never anything I really got. Like, I don't know. I probably got 20 videos. I don't know what I got on there. I don't even know. A couple of them might be CB related. One of them was building a gun and shit like that. Like I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it, I guess. But when I started doing it, there was no like live feeds. It was all just videos. So I haven't necessarily looked at anything since.
Yeah, I don't know. I started doing it, and it was kind of the same thing with the live feeds. Like, people were asking genuine questions, and we're like, oh, people would send me a message, thank you for doing that, or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I'll keep doing it, and I just try not to get too crazy with the production value, or I'm not sinking a ton of time into it, make it fit into my life. But yeah, I don't know. I've actually been talking with a guy down in Florida, and offline or whatever, online through Messenger, he's building a circuit, and he posted a picture, and I knew the guy that designed the circuit, and I actually put him in touch with the guy because he was having a problem. I said, hey, I know that guy. Do you want me to, And he was like, oh my God, really? It's like, yes. The guy's trying to build a negative peak limiter circuit that a friend of mine designed, and so I put him in touch with the guy so he could ask him some questions because he's having some issues.
Roger.
Boy, the band's quieting down now.
Them sons, wait, what?
Well, maybe just this channel. All the other ones are still pretty active.
Well, am I imagining things? It sounds quieter. Boy, that I don't know if that's a woman or a man. That person, it sounds like they got their tits slammed in the door. She's usually up on 28, but she came down here. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Who the hell is that?
I believe, well, there's two of them that sound similar, so I'd hate to say I believe it's a woman, but I know there is a woman out there that sounds just like that, and people will call her a man, but I also believe there is a man that does the same thing.
Oh, the voice is brutal. Whatever it is, Pat. We'll go with Pat. I was thinking about that the other day, like how woke like Saturday Night Live is, and I was thinking back to like the old Saturday Night Live sketch Pat, which was basically what in today's woke culture would be a non-binary person, and then Jim Belushi dressing up as a samurai. I was thinking about those old Saturday Night sketches that would just make people's heads explode.
Heck yeah.
I I've noticed there's some people that normally operate up on 28. I don't know why they'll come down to this channel of all channels.
You know, it's funny how people that don't even know each other or whatever, some people come up with ideas, and it's like they always kind of seem to end up on the same channel, so it's odd.
I'll keep my opinion to myself. It's Cobra time.
Cobra time, alright. What are you running, 148?
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's got a little bit of swing.
Gotta have that swing.
Swing. Speaking of, I ain't heard Cobra out here the past few nights.
Yeah, I think these were his couple of work nights. I think he's been kind of burnt out, but doing a whole lot around his house too, so yeah.
Well, the swiper was there and then he was gone. Yeah, he had the same problem I had. Way too much skip taking everybody out. And when that's going on, every time you tee up, you don't know if you're squishing somebody or not. And yeah, it could get irritating for other people.
I don't let a little bit of skip scare me away. Fuck them. They'll either join in the conversation or they won't.
Well, that was the problem. They were even taking you out.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with that. They'll either join in or they won't. I think I gotta go take me a Cobra 29 and get stupid with it.
Hey, we just talked about not doing that.
Yeah, it's Cobra 29 though. I'm talking like just clipping limiters, turning everything to the right.
No, you can't go back on what you just told me not to do.
I wouldn't do it on something vintage or something, yeah. They still make Cobra 29s every day.
Alright, I was just giving you shit.
I just, you know, how do you make it turn into a Channel 6 radio where it broadcasts 20 channels wide and just kind of stupid, obnoxious, overdriven sound and audio? You know, just wind so much power in through the front, through the power mic, and have that audio transformer in there just a humming.
Ooh, I know. There's a guy on Channel 15. He can tell you how to do that.
Oh, I just remembered something.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
When I was down at the Hamfest, the people that were on CB were using channel 24. So we were talking, because, you know, you get there in the morning, and, you know, I parked inside the fairgrounds, so I have to wait in line. There was somebody, and I'm not shitting you, I wish I could have figured it out, that was whistling, and they'd go like that. I could hear them on every channel, and it wasn't like bleed over. It was every fucking channel. And I said something to a couple of people, like, "Are you hearing that guy perfectly on every channel?" And they said, "Yeah." And they couldn't figure out what the guy was doing, but you could hear the guy perfectly on every friggin' channel. I wish so bad I had an SDR when I was down there.
I mean, you're talking somebody inside the fairgrounds?
Well, this is the weird part. This is what's weird. The guy was only giving me 2 bars on my radio, and it was like 2 bars on every channel, and everyone was saying the same thing.
I'll be damned. It sucks. I tried to look for that video that I had posted on my SDR of Voice of God mod, and I fucking cannot find it. I mean, I'm sure it was probably my last cell phone, but I know I shared it with somebody, whether it was Cobra, Swiper, Skidder, or our group chat. I'm like, I know I shared that because it was fucking awesome to look, but I don't remember. It was like 3-4 years ago, and I don't know, for the life of me, I couldn't find it, because I'll tell you, that was an amazing video, and it was just so awesome to see. Along with here, like, I'd look at the SDR, and I'd look back at, like, my Saturn, and I'd flip the channels, and it was just fucking awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what this guy was doing. He definitely wasn't local to us. And there was conditions going that morning. Who knows? There was enough radio people down there and radio equipment. Someone could have been doing some chicanery with a dummy load. You know what I mean? There's some strange things that go on down there in the RF spectrum when you're there. Mysterious transmissions.
And you never know what kind of crazy out there crap somebody might have come up with just to stir the pot down there, too.
And they might have been using a dummy load. That's why it was such a low signal.
I got a funny comment from Hammer Jockey. He says 28's a local channel out where he lives. He says everyone on there talks about how much they love Biden. I can't believe that. Of all the people that I hear on the CB, I've never heard pro-Biden talk on the CB. It's usually FJB.
I've heard a couple from down south with DX, but, it still made me wonder if it was actually, they were just trying to fuck with people and get them started.
I know I work with some people that whatever. I mean, I try not to be too political. Like, if I'm around people that want to talk about it, you know what I mean? I know people, like, I'll go out in like a social setting and you got a bunch of different people and you're trying to, these aren't people like my bros, I guess we'll say. And there's one guy who constantly will just bring up politics, and he's a big-time liberal. And it's almost like he's just spoiling for a fight. And it's like, just shut the fuck up, man. You shut up. No one wants to hear it. So I try not to, do that with people. If I'm hanging out with my boys and we get bringing up shit, when we're drinking, solving the world's problems, that's different. But I know a few people that are Democrats, and they're even like, what the fuck with this guy? They're like, seriously?
Yeah. I don't, it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
So you know what I mean, like, went out with people that, it was like couples night. A lot of couples went out. So there's guys there that I don't normally hang out with because it's my wife, it's a girlfriend of hers, and she brings her husband along, and I don't really know the guy. It's like one of these things. I don't bring that shit up. I keep it to myself. Just, whatever. Just trying to have a nice time. Even like at work, I don't really get into it too much. But someone was talking at work, and, I knew the guy was, he's a Democrat, and he was just like, what the fuck? He's like, seriously with this guy? He's like, I didn't think he'd be this bad.
Yeah, I got one guy at work that is, he'll say he's liberal, but yet he owns guns, I mean, he's a good guy, he did admit that he voted for Biden, because he did not like Trump, even though he didn't. He wasn't like, oh, it's just because of his mouth. You know, he had legit reasons why, whatever, he didn't like his policy or something. I don't know. But he doesn't like get into it. I got one guy who is a big conservative, who's the other end of the spectrum, who, you know, he's got a big magnet on the side of his toolbox of fucking Donald Trump's head. You know, he pushes that envelope. Like, he's been wearing a shirt that says "Proud Straight Male" with the male symbol on it and shit like that recently, and he loves to push that side of it. But they get along great. It's kind of weird, but it's cool.
Opposites attract.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like they don't push it to that point, and like, even that guy's like, no, Biden's a fucking moron, but he just didn't want this other direction, so it is what it is. But yeah.
Well, I didn't like Trump either, but I really hated the option. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely know people that typically check their Republican box that just didn't like Trump. And I could see where it was coming from. You know, they didn't like, you know, there's plenty of things to pick and poke at on the guy. So, but anyways, I was just kind of laughing about the whole Biden thing. Oh yeah, we got people like that at work, and I'm kind of surprised that people were, especially around election time, that they didn't say anything. Like, some people were wearing some really out there hats and shirts. Like, whoa. There was a guy at the Hamfest that had a Jeep, and it had a big door-sized magnet on the door that said BLM, and it said Biden likes minors, and it was a picture of him like sniffing the top of a girl's head, and the girl's making a face like she just stepped in a dog turd.
Nice.
He had that on the side of his Jeep. It was huge, and he parked it, and I overheard him say, he goes, yeah, I paid for the inside parking even though I'm not tailgating, just so people will see that.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Every time my wife starts talking good about Trump, I turn around and reach down and grab her twat.
Whoa!
My only thing is not to get into political, but I'm like, people that say they don't like Trump, I'm like, what don't you like about his policies? And nobody has an answer, because nobody can find anything wrong with his policies. They just, I don't like him. He's a loudmouth. You know, but I mean, you can find 100 policies that Biden has done that people hate. You know, it's just kind of funny to listen to. You're like, all right, cool. I get you. You don't like him as a person. That is perfectly fine. But what did he enacted as a policy that you don't like? And you usually don't find an answer.
Well, he grew on me. I kind of like the guy now. He kind of reminds me of Ronald Reagan.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you, Screwdriver. It was a lot of identity politics. Like, you know, the substance, like, about China and trade and NATO and all that. Like, a lot of that shit, you know, he was right about, but people were obsessed with the identity politics. Like, they didn't like that he swore, or, you know, like, he embellished when he told a story. You know what I mean? They didn't that, and I had a friend like that. Well, he uses bad words, and it's like, oh, you little pussy, you know, grow up. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, it's how men talk, for Christ's sakes. But, you know, one of the things, you know, you could have an argument about it, and I'm not going to disagree with you, but, like, one of our country's exports is security. Our military-industrial complex is an export. It is a service that we provide to the rest of the world. I'm fine with people making an argument we shouldn't be doing that. That's currently an export we have. And, you know, that fucking shit show in Afghanistan leaving all that equipment there. Bagram Air Base is like an hour from China. Having that air base was part of our force projection in the world, and that was a fuck up, big time fuck up on his part. I think he actually even said that somewhere it didn't get a lot of play. He admitted that was a big screw up. He shouldn't have done that. But that's like it or not, we can have the argument whether or not we should be, an export of ours should be the military industrial complex. But currently it is, and we provide security throughout the world. We sell arms, hardware, and security. And we gave up part of our force projection by, abandoning Afghanistan the way we did and letting that base fall into the hands of the Taliban.
You know what the best part about him was?
What's that?
He wasn't a two-faced politician. That's what I like the best. He was not a two-faced politician. He said what was on his mind, not what was on the teleprompter.
Yeah, I know. I kind of got on a soapbox there, but it is what it is. See what happens. I don't know. That's a whole nother can of worms, and it's getting late.
Yeah. Like I said, he kind of reminds me of that, Like I said, he's definitely that, like, old school, like, it's frowned upon now to be a man. Like, it's, you can't be your stereotypical man. You can't be, manly chest hair, grunt, hunt, fish, fucking, like, that's like the out thing. Even though it's still a big part of society, it is like, it's the pussification of America. How many people under the age of 20 do you know that is like a man? Granted, I mean, they're kids, but when I was in high school, you were going to hunting, you had the shotgun in the back of your car, you had this, whatever. You're out there four-wheeling being a redneck. Now they're just worried about, which bathrooms to use and to not hurt people's feelings. And, and Trump was kind of that man's man. An old man, whatever. But yeah, you know what I mean? So if you didn't like, to me, I'm like, I thought he spoke just fine, because I don't give a fuck if you swear, you say something stupid. He said the exact same shit I'm going to say. Not necessarily appropriate for a president, but whatever, I'm like, I don't have an issue with it. Ooh, I don't know if this was the one, but I'm sending this to you, because you're going to love this.
Oh, make sure you take it from the right angle so I get the full perspective.
I'm going to actually repost it to the group, and that way, I don't know if Hawkeye is still up, but I can get Hawkeye's opinion. Yep. Alright. This wasn't the only video I was thinking of, but this is that guy I was telling you about that transmitted on all 40 channels. You'll have to watch the video and kind of pay a little closer attention, but I want to know how.
So wait, you actually found it?
I did. I had another one that was better, but I just spent the last 15 minutes strolling through, and I found it. It was actually in our group chat. It was just buried back like 4 years ago.
Do you realize this is like the grassy knoll video? The elusive grassy knoll, the Zapruder? I mean, I've been hearing about this infamous video for years.
Yeah, this one doesn't show it exactly on every frequency, but pretty close. It's pretty amazing. And the fact that you'll see me flip through the channels on another radio and hear it almost on every channel. Some different signals, but yeah, I'll let you watch it. It's pretty. I want to do it. I just want to fucking know how.
All right. I'm gonna watch it. Give me a second.
I'll be quiet. I'm gonna go pee, and you watch it. I'm gonna watch it again because I still haven't watched it.
All right. I'm gonna set my squelch. There we go. okay. I was worried there was no audio. I was worried there was no audio. Alright, back out of that. Let's look at this elusive video. The guy heard on all 40 channels. Here we go.
Boy, I wish I could view videos on my flip phone.
Hey, keep it down, fix it.
Every channel.
No, I don't. That's why I got the flip phone, so I don't have to worry about all that other bullshit.
Not that my receiver's that great on this, but that's the same guy on every channel. It's crazy. Like you said. Oh, straighten out, but same.
Holy crap. That's exactly what I heard at the Hamfest. That is exactly what I heard at the Hamfest, Screwdriver. But it was a guy just going like little melodic whistling.
I mean, whistles I can see, those will do some weird stuff, but what I find amazing, like I said, it's not the same exact signal on every channel. But if you look at the whole spectrum, it stops off at exactly channel 1 and channel 40. There's nothing above or below that. Nothing. And if you watch the little screen on the left-hand side, when it first starts going, you can see, like, and you, if I slid in between channels, he would disappear. He was right on frequency. So if you watch that little box in the left-hand corner of it, you'll see closer to like the 3 channels that were right there, and you can see the sidebands and everything on every channel, and they're exact replicas. Like, it wasn't swap. And he was fighting with people on channel 6 and 28 and like 4 channels at once, and people were hating him. It wasn't Rooster. Maybe if I listened enough, I would remember. I could hear it. But I guarantee if Skidder was out here, he might be out there listening. But like, if Skidder was out here, he would remember who that guy was. And I don't remember who he was fighting with, but it was freaking amazing.
Have you ever posted that to one of the Facebook groups? Maybe somebody recognized who that is and shed some light. No, that's exactly what I heard when I was at near, and it wasn't, you know, like when Cobra gets on and he's like checking his watt meter and he really drives a whistle. This wasn't, it was just like, it was just like, he was just doing like a little light whistle, but it was coming on perfectly in all the channels, and everyone was hearing it. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, have you ever tried posting that in one of the Facebook groups? Maybe someone knows who that is.
I remember, like, one of those days, some people bitching, and they people knew who it was. They had said the guy's handle, and I don't know about name. I don't think I ever actually posted that video. I said I had a better video of it, but I couldn't find it. Yeah, you know, I mean, it just kind of, like I said, I don't hear you slopping me, but I bet if you whistled 40 channels whistle, it would sound, I could scan through and I'd hear it all, but you'd be giving me a pretty good signal somewhere. You'd get louder as I got closer, you know. That high pitch, because it goes out so far on the frequency, it reverberates more. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I just want to know how the guy does it. I don't know what it is. I want to buy it. I don't know if it's a handmade transmitter that literally somehow transmits, you know, it's got 40 transmitters in one that go through a combiner somehow. I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Theory says it's not. So So, you know, I just don't, without having like 40 separate CBs and 40 separate antennas, I don't know. Maybe the guy had 40 introns lined up, who knows? I say 40. It had the RC channels in there, so it would have been 45. Because it, like I said, you could see exactly where it started and stopped on the spectrum.
I mean, it'd be kind of bonkers, but I mean, 40 Cobra 29s and you know, I don't know. I mean, and maybe some little 4 pills isn't impossible. That isn't an insurmountable thing. I mean, what I've seen for combiners though, I don't think you could get a combiner with these channels as close as they are together. And the cans would be ginormous. I mean, they'd be like 6 or 7 feet long.
I mean, you take a Cobra 29 and cut D9 or D11, I don't know which one it is, and make it nasty. But it's going to be, you're going to look like them people on Channel 6. You're going to see your spike in the middle, and you're going to see it like go out 12 channels wide. But it's one big peak, you know what I mean? It's not individual peaks and side beams on every freaking channel, exactly 10 kilohertz apart. And if you're on Channel 6, you're going below Channel 1. Those just stop, you know? It's just kind of, like I said, I mean, 40 antennas, 45 antennas, yeah. Can you combine them into one antenna? You're going to get harmonics, your phase angles are going to all hammer together. I don't think it's possible. You know, if I, maybe I'll go back and find 2 Cobra 29s or 25s or 2 like radios, and maybe I'll try to fucking tune them to the same one and just tee them into one fucking antenna and see what happens. Because it would be cool to try.
Hello, Ontario CB Club. Good evening. Thank you for stopping by.
I'm not going to discuss that too much on the radio.
Uh-oh. We don't have the top secret clearance.
I'm still waiting for the EMP that's going to blow up my radio that's not plugged in my back field. Until you prove that, I call bullshit on everything you say.
Oh!
I've been waiting like 6 months to bring that back up. That felt good. And I'm not saying that because I doubt you could do it. I mean, I do doubt you could do it. But if you truly can, I want to fucking see it. Like, that would make a great YouTube video.
Well, that's like giving everybody a nuclear bomb. Nope.
Yeah, let's go with that. But I did have a radio many years ago, and I know there's always people listening out here, so I'll even say his handle, because he's probably listening, or his best buddy's listening, but this is nothing negative answer. But I sold it to Preston, and then ended up buying it back from Preston. It was a Galaxy, I don't know, 25, 27, I don't know. Low-powered radio, but it looked like the 2990s, 2995s, had the push ones. Anyway, it didn't have an issue. I don't remember. Sold it to him. He got it home, and he started talking on it, and that thing transmitted on every fucking channel. And it sounded clear as day. Like, it was literally on, like, all 40 channels. And this was years ago. I didn't really think nothing about it. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. And he ran it for a little while, and he wasn't necessarily a troublemaker back then or something. And I told him, I said, dude, if you ever get rid of that thing, after I heard what it did, I'm like, I fucking want it back. So I ended up buying it back off him. And I ran it for a while, and it did it. And then I stopped doing it. And I actually sold it to a buddy of mine who still has it. Haven't talked to him in years, but I probably could go get the damn thing back. I don't even know if he's still alive, actually. But I never thought about it back then of how it did it. But it did what was very similar to this. Because, like, when he would talk, you could literally hear him on multiple channels. I don't know if it was all the 40 or if it was what, but it was awesome. But like I said, back then I really didn't think about it.
I don't know. I suppose you could get some sort of a failure, however you want to look at it, really nasty modification that maybe could do that in some weird way.
I was told, like, my signal generator, I could probably do something like that with putting a square wave into it and then superimposing, the audio on the square wave. But how you need a hell of a filter on each side to stop that at exactly that blah blah wide. I'm sure there's ways. There's some smart people out there, especially with today's technology. I'm sure there's probably ways. I always thought when I was younger, I tried to do something like this. I was like, oh, well, something with crystals in it. And not even like the batch crystals. You know how a lot of radios, like, it only uses one crystal for like 1 through 4 and then 5 through 8, whatever. And it has multiples and, whatever. I was like, but an old radio that had 23 crystals in it. I'm like, how could you resonate all 23 crystals at the same time? I said, I don't really know as if it's possible, and I think you're going to be losing so much power and efficiency, it's going to kill you. But, I'm looking at it now in terms of, like, amplifiers. I'm like, if I had 2 radios keyed up at the same time, 2 frequencies, and I go into a combiner, if they're the same power or really close, the combiner will combine them, but it's different frequencies, so I'm like, are the phases going to cancel each other out? I don't know, and I really kind of wonder.
Well, there's not 23 crystals in a 23 channel radio. There's only 10, and it's a math thing, how you combine them.
There are some that have 23 channels, 23 crystals. I've had many radios that do, but I just said most of them do not. They are groups of 4. There's 1 mixer crystal, and you have groups of 4. So you got, the way it mixes, you 1 through 5 uses 1 channel or 1 crystal, and then 6 through whatever or whatever it was. I'd have to look, but yeah, I know what you mean. But like I said, I've never found a way to make them kind of do what I kind of wanted to.
Yeah, you're definitely not doing it with anything of the newer generations now. All going through that chip. Yeah, that ain't gonna work at all. You gotta be an older radio to do something like that.
See, that's where I think it's more feasible now. I think you can get some digital, VFO, a DDS VFO, or a digital synthesizer and be able to program in multiple frequencies at the same time. Like, I think it would be more feasible now than it would have been back then. I don't know. It's hard telling, not knowing. But, I would think now there'd be an easier way, some type of an SDR that transmits to say, I want to transmit these frequencies at the same time. But I haven't seen anybody doing it. I've looked. I haven't seen anybody yet.
Well, let me rephrase that. I would not know nothing about it in the newer stuff today. The older stuff, I know something about. The new stuff, no.
But like I said, I found that video interesting. I remember spending a lot of time that day scratching my head. And I've talked to some pretty knowledgeable people about it, and nobody has seemed to have a real answer on how to do it. So, I don't know, it just makes me wonder.
Well, I'm going to pull the plug, guys, and call it a night. Stayed up late enough, and I need to get some rest.
Oh, it ain't that bad.
This is way past my bedtime.
Yeah, I got a big fucking members and shit tomorrow. I have to give a presentation and a tour. I probably should have went to bed, but, you know, here I am, whatever.
Yeah. You got to make sure you're properly fueled with breakfast burritos and Monster before your big meeting.
I probably will have to make sure I amp it up a little bit in the morning for sure.
Let's take this up a notch.
A little disappointed with that Cobra 85. I don't know what to do now. I'm gonna have to fucking boot it.
Well, you blew it up. See? Couldn't leave things well enough alone. You ruined a good classic radio.
I ain't nothing ruined about it. It's just exactly where it was. Well, no, power supply ain't working, but that is, I'm sure that I could fix easy enough. Meter's still sticking. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get out if I can find a schematic for it. If I can find what brings the audio to the speaker and the audio out the CB, I'm sure it's using the same transistor in there for both. I just got to find that transistor and say, oh, that's the one I need to replace.
10-4. All right. Well, it was a good one. Fix it. Hawkeye, Sandbaggers, people on YouTube, Facebook. Thanks for everyone stopping by. Next week, Thursday, Cobra 142 GTL. We'll have that baby on sideband.
Old radio night. Old radio night. Old radio night.
You bastard. The kids from the other end of town, the Sharts, they're coming over and trying to mess with the farts.
A fart's for the weak of heart. You wanna get really a man, you do a shart. You let a little bit squeeze out them underwear too.
Gross. Alright. See you guys.
Catch you in the morning.
Yeah, I'll catch you in the mobile in the morning. Beep, beep, beep.
Hawkeye probably went to shave.
Alright, guys. Thanks for everyone stopping by. We're going to do it again Thursday, but it'll be sideband. I'll be running the 142. We won't need the squelch pop for that, so you guys will see that next week. Maybe
I keyed mine up a couple of times, but
maybe I'll get that. Maybe I'll get this wired up.
I was gonna key it up, so
to use.
Yeah, it was only a couple of times.
So, anyways, thank you everybody for stopping by.